Hey friends, welcome to the Leadership Collaborative or the Glow Getters podcast, wherever you're listening and maybe watching. If you're watching the YouTube channel, thank you for joining today. So heads up, I'm excited, a little bit of housekeeping. This is the first of a series of podcasts / YouTube channel episodes or videos for you all on mindset. So if you've been following along, you know for the month of December in my Leadership Collaborative community, we're talking about the leader mindset. I'm saying that in quotes. So it's kind of what it is to me is the way that we take care of ourselves, both mentally and physically, control the way we show up every single day. So how do we do those physical things to take care of our body and our mind? How do we do those sort of mental exercises to make sure that we are in the right mindset to handle whatever comes our way? So I was talking about this with a friend. Her name is Amy. I'm going to be doing a collaboration with her on Instagram later in the month, all about my mindset and intention and goal setting. And I'm really, really excited about it. So please watch for that. But we were talking about this idea of being intentional and intentionality within our days, but also about what the leader mindset is not. I think a lot of times, people think that mindset means you have to be positive. And what we were talking about is actually, no, what it is a healthy mindset is where you can sort of adapt and make it through any type of day, whether it's like a really, really good day or just like a really, really bad, horrible day, because it's all about how you see and view and approach situations through whatever type of lens you choose to put on that day. That's going to determine how well you're able to show up for that day. A lot of times we think about things like bad things happening to us. And something really nice that Amy had on her Instagram the other day was, what if things could happen for you instead of just to you? And when we talk about this concept, to you means it's kind of assuming that you're the victim, that you have no control, that you completely 100% surrender and things happen to you. But really, when you think about and you're in this mindset of things are happening for me, you are accepting what's coming towards you and taking personal responsibility for how you look at that situation and what you do with that situation. So, I talk a lot about being positive, and I'm a bright and bubbly person. Usually like a glass half full optimist. And I remember times where my boss would even tell me, not my current boss, but would tell me in the past, like, can't you just be a little bit jaded? And as I've gotten to be an adult, things have changed a little bit and I have more like life experience. But still, like, mostly choose to be positive about things. That's just my demeanor. But that doesn't mean that I'm happy all the time. It doesn't mean that I don't have bad days. It just means that we all, including myself, work on having a mindset that allows me to, number one, protect my energy, to show up fully as I am in the moment and make it through anything that comes my way. So I've had a lot of bad things happen, I guess I should say, for me in the last year that have shaped me and changed me. But also it's all about how I've chose to show up to those things. So self-awareness is really what we're getting at when we're thinking about mindset and the idea of, can we identify ways to set us up in a good way or positively so that we can have this adaptable, moldable, strong mindset that's going to help carry us through whatever storms. So that's what Amy and I are going to collaborate on and talk about. And we're going to give you some tips about like how we can all create and sort of cultivate this type of mindset. So her Instagram handle is @AmyBazal So definitely go check her out and follow her so that you're like ready for our challenge. It's going to be great. I'm so excited. So today, as part of this series of mindset videos and podcasts sort of leading up to the end of the month, today I want to talk about, I already talked about sort of what that mindset means and how it's not just about positivity, but I also want to talk about intentionality. So I think this is like a buzzword that we're starting to hear in the self-development world, because just like the things that are happening to me mindset, that's sort of the victim mentality. I think the opposite of intentionality is just kind of going through your day sort of like without intention. So kind of willy-nilly. Things happen to me and I react. It's sort of reactive, whereas intentionality is some sort of proactiveness that you can set for your day. So how do you set an intention, and what does it mean to be intentional? So when I think about this, I guess it's a couple ways. But when I'm trying to cultivate some intention in my day, I'm thinking about how do I want to feel throughout the day, and maybe how do I want to make others feel? So sort of how do I feel on the inside, and then how do I sort of show up in the world, and how do I make others feel with my presence? I think it can also mean like, how do I want to be productive today, or my intention for my to-do list is X, Y, Z. But when we're thinking in mindset, I think it's a little bit bigger of a question. So this doesn't actually make it more complex. It actually simplifies things. So for example, a lot of times I have a large to-do list for work. And as a leader, have accountabilities and responsibilities to a lot of different groups. So that means I'm changing modes between different groups throughout the day all the time, if that makes sense. And so my intention sometimes is, don't worry about the massive to-do list. Focus on being fully present in the moment with whatever specific team you're working with during the day. So if I'm with this team and they're talking about this, I'm not checking email, right? Or like trying to think about another team's projects. Unless of course they go together and they're like synergistic, but you know what I mean. So giving someone or a group my full attention, and making people feel appreciated and important because I am giving them my focus. I'm present. I have light in me. I can think of ideas. I can listen for themes and reflect those themes back to my team. It just makes me a better human, right? It makes me able to be more vulnerable with my team because I'm fully present and listening. Whereas it also makes me feel less anxiety and stressed because I'm only focusing on one thing, which means being present in the moment and living for like right now and giving my best self to those that I'm with, which feels really, really good. So although intention setting can feel like very like, oh, I've got to set an intention to hit this goal or to do my to-do list or whatever. When we're thinking about our mindset, think about these two things. How do I want to feel on the inside? And then how do I want to make others feel by just my presence? So maybe that's you want to show up with humor. Maybe that's you want to listen and just be there. Maybe it's maybe you're an Enneagram 2 and you like to help and you want to do like an act of service. Whatever it is, bring that intention with you throughout the day. So keep it in your mind. And when you start to feel like you're pulling away from it, remind yourself of your intention and step back into it. Tell yourself, no, I know I was just multitasking, but I told myself I'd be fully present with my team, so let me refocus. So sort of like with meditation where you notice a thought that comes in your head when you're supposed to be meditating, and with no judgment, you just let the thought go and get back to your meditation. It's sort of the same thing with your intention. Sometimes we set an intention and we get a little bit away from it and we have to bring ourselves back. Completely acceptable. All right, guys, I hope that helps a little bit with just kicking off the leader mindset, giving you guys a little bit of snippets here and there about this topic. So you can expect a podcast or a YouTube video on this topic for the next, it's 5 days total. So for the next 4 days, I'll be putting out more content. I hope you love and enjoy, and please tag me at Kayla Fahey-Ahrndt on Instagram in your stories. Let me know like what nuggets you took away from this video or this podcast, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.